Welcome to the water bottle workout with Magalie. If you guys like our videos, go ahead and hit the subscribe button below so you can get more updates and more videos.
The exercises shown are for informational purposes only. Only attempt any workout under professional supervision with a qualified trainer and at your own risk. Always consult your physician before attempting any physical exercise. By watching any part of this video, you expressly agree to release and discharge the producers and trainers and waive any right and legal action for personal injury or property damage.
Hey, I'm Magalie Alvarez and welcome to the water bottle workout. Hey guys, my name is Magalie Alvarez and today I'm going to show you guys how to do a full body workout using water bottles. So we're going to use the water bottles today over some dumbbells. Before we get started though, I want to go over the weights. So the first water bottle we have here is 1 liter and that's about 2 pounds. The second one here is 1.5 liters and it's about 3 pounds. We have a gallon of water, which is 8.5 pounds. And then we have 2 gallons here, which is 21.5 pounds. Before I start the warm up though, let's go over the water bottles not to buy, which are this one. This one's pretty self-explanatory. It's taped up. It's got a very weak grip. You don't want to use these because it might just snap off in the middle of the exercise. This one looks pretty good, but the grip on it's pretty bad. So always make sure you have a good grip with the water bottle. Okay, now let's get started. Pro tip, guys, don't use the water bottles that you're using for your dumbbells to replenish your thirst. Grab a cup of water or a separate water bottle, put it to the side, you'll be fine. Before any exercise, you want to make sure that you have a very good warm-up. If you think about it like pasta. If you have a piece of pasta and it's uncooked, you try to bend it, it's going to break. Same thing for your body. So the warm-up's going to be really important no matter what type of exercise you're doing. So we're going to start with the 1 liter water bottles, which is right here, about 2 pounds. And we're going to start by warming up our shoulders with some external rotation. So you're going to keep your elbows right there by your sides. And all you're going to do is open. Open, close. Okay, do about 12 reps. 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. Good. Now we're going to do some jumping jacks just to get the heart rate going. We're going to do, let's say 30. When you do these, make sure you have full extension in the arms. The weights will help, just add a little bit more resistance. If you have shoulder pain, don't use the water bottles, just do it without it and then pick them up. Warm up the shoulders with the external rotations. 4, 5, 5. Not gonna lie, totally lost count. 15 more. 4, 5. 5 more. I really feel this in my shoulders actually. 1. Good. Alright, now we're gonna stretch out the hamstrings, but we want to add some resistance. So we're gonna do some Rdls. I'll turn around to the side so you see the form here. So whenever you do these, you want to make sure the weight stays on you, okay? All we're going to do is push our hips back. A lot of times people don't know how to do that, so what I do is I cue them to sit on their heels. All you're going to do is sit your hips back. Feel that stretch in your hamstrings come up. Squeeze your glutes. So notice, I'm not rounding my back. I'm not bending my knees. Slight bend to the knees, all I'm doing is pushing my hips back. The muscles used for this are your back, glutes, hamstrings. On 6 now. We'll go 15. Make sure your core is nice and tight, shoulder blades back, focus on breathing. 4 more. 3, 2, Okay, now, my legs are feeling kind of warm, heart rate's elevated. Now we're gonna go into some side lunges, stretch out the adductors. So you're gonna go nice and wide, feet straight, about shoulder width apart. All you're gonna do is push that hip to the other side of the wall, feel the stretch inside, hold it 2 seconds, alternate. So before any workout, you wanna make sure you stretch in movement. Remember that pasta analogy. So we're gonna do about 12. 6 more. If you want it to be a little bit more challenging, you could stick it out. Back to the middle, reset, stick out. You get a little bit more of core involved in this. Okay. So I'm feeling pretty warm right now. As you can see, I'm sweating a little bit. So if you don't feel warm, you can go ahead and repeat that. But I'm gonna get started now with the circuit.
Coming up, the circuit training begins on the water bottle workout with Magalie.
All right, so now that we're done with the warm up, we're gonna go ahead and start with the circuit. So the best way to utilize the weights, in my opinion, for a fast workout, for weight loss, a lot of people that are short on time that just wanna get a sweat going, do your exercises in a circuit. Basically what that means is doing one exercise back to back with minimal rest. So today we're gonna do a circuit of 3 exercises. We're gonna start off with the deadlift. So for that, we're gonna use the 2.5 gallon of water, which is 21.5 pounds. And then we're gonna use the 1 gallon waters for the people who light weights. It's all right, you'll get there. We'll use 8.5 pounds. So let's start off with the heavy first. So you're gonna grab the 2 gallons and we're gonna do more of a conventional trap bar type of deadlift. If you don't know what a trap bar is, it's basically kind of like a hexagon with the weight on the sides. So usually deadlifts will be like what we did today earlier in the warm up in the front, and you'll see people grab it from the ground, pick it up, squeeze their glutes. So this is a lot of explosiveness. If you're an athlete, this is a really good exercise to do. If you just want to strengthen your back, your hips, very good too. Or if you want to build a butt. Summer's coming, ladies, so get on this water bottle workout. So I'm gonna go to the side here. So your footing for this position is gonna be a little bit different from the warm-up set. So now you're gonna be a little bit hip width apart. You're gonna have the weights to the sides. First, you're gonna bend your knees, okay? When you come down to bend the knees, what you don't wanna do is round your back like this. You can feel if you're rounding your back. So what you're gonna do is you're gonna grab the weight and I want you to sit your hip back and then bring your shoulder blades back. Once you're in this position, you're locked and ready to go. I want you to take a big breath through your mouth. Come up, squeeze your butt, exhale. So it's a little bit harder for me because I'm talking, but I'm gonna shut up now and show you how it looks. So we're gonna come down, sit back, shoulder blades back. Okay, so you're gonna do about 12 reps. 3. So the muscles used for this is the hip, glutes, and back. You might feel it a little bit in your quads because we're bending our knees a little bit more than you would on a Romanian deadlift or a conventional deadlift, but this is a really good glute workout and core and back and hamstrings. So I'm already feeling it. So I'm on 7 right now. We'll go 3 more. 9, last one. 10, good. So that was for the heavier set, which you do want to go heavy on that. Let's say you couldn't lift that much. You can grab your gallon of water and you can either turn it to the side. You got to be careful though because now it's a little bit lower, so it's easier to round your back. So you're going to be a little bit more bent here. If you can't do it, you can add something to it. You can actually grab the 2 gallon water, and this will make it a lot easier to pick up. So, same thing, hip width apart. Now you won't have to round your back so much. Make sure it's nice and even. Grab the handle, sit back, big breath in, come up. Okay.
Up Next, more dynamic conditioning and shoulder burning exercises, all here on the Water Bottle Workout with Magalie.
The second exercise is going to be for core. So we're going to do your set of 12, then you're going to go right into a core exercise using the liter water bottles, which is 2 pounds. So you're going to place them about chest width apart. Okay, you're going to go into a push-up position. I lied, sorry. You're going to place them shoulder width apart. Making sure your back doesn't arch, your hips aren't sagging, or you're not piped up. So, if you want to make this easier, go ahead and open your legs. For those people who have a strong core, close your legs and try not to move your hips as much as possible. So for 30 seconds, I'm going to start my timer here. All you're going to do is slowly push the water bottles up and down, alternating. So, up, down, down. So the goal of this is to not move your hips like this because that disengages your core. So nice and tight, take your time. This will also be felt in the shoulders. If you want to get a little bit more functional with it, you tap. Change it up however you like. All right, it's time. Woo, I'm sweating. My shoulders burned. Woo. This is good if you're a fighter because we use our shoulders a lot, so we need to learn how to strengthen them without lifting too much weight, making them tight. So the next exercise we're gonna do, we're gonna grab the 1.5 liter water bottles. We're gonna place them over the floor about shoulder width apart, or however you'd like. And we're gonna do some functional training now. So I wanna do some lateral skips. You can do them however you like. Try to focus on bringing your knees up. If you can't hop, you have knee pain, or maybe you're a little bit overweight, you feel like you don't like the thought of you jumping up and down, go ahead and take some steps. Big, nice steps. You can also stretch out your hips and just get yourself moving. If you're sitting on the computer all day, you just want a quick break, this will be good. Loosen up your hips. And I'm just gonna have my hands up here, bring my knees up high, and I'm just gonna hop over them. So now we're into the functional movement, cardio part of the circuit. This will be good, loosen up your hips, but I'm gonna jump. So you can put a timer. This doesn't have to be so black and white, but I'd recommend maybe about 45 seconds of this. And if you want to do hops, you get tired, don't quit. Just catch your breath, walk over it. Probably look ridiculous, honestly. You can put a timer on, do it a minute, up to 3 minutes if you want. But it's a good exercise to get the heart rate going. So, 30 seconds for me because I want a time limit, but basically sweating right now, so it's all good. So that's the circuit. You're gonna repeat it 3 to 4 more times.
Coming up, training circuit number 2 and proper posture and positioning, all on the Water Bottle Workout with Magalie.
So now that we finished the first circuit, we're gonna rest 30 seconds and then we're gonna repeat it one more time. First, let's start off with the 2 gallons. So you're gonna grab it, and I'm gonna turn to the side here. So you're gonna place it down about, the gallons will be shoulder width apart, but your footing is gonna be hip width apart. So the primarily muscles used in this exercise is the glutes, the hamstrings, and the back. So you're gonna take a few steps, you're gonna sit on your heels, and all I want you to do before you touch the weights, the water bottles, is I just want you to practice sitting back. So all you're gonna do is shoot your hips back to the other side of the wall, almost like you're coming down to touch your toes. Once you feel that stretch back here, you're gonna come up, bring your shoulder blades back, and squeeze your glutes. So, if you notice here, my knees aren't too bent. The minute that you do this, you disengage your hamstrings and you start using your quads. This is more of a hamstring, glute, and back exercise. So the minute you bend like this, you start targeting other muscles. So once you get in the habit of feeling that stretch back here, you could start. I'd recommend going about, I don't know, maybe 10 to 20 reps, depending on how well you feel it. So once you get activated back there and you're familiar with the form, we could start with the gallons. So using these, the lift is on the side, the weight is on the side. Normally with a conventional deadlift or like a Romanian deadlift, which is like what we did in the warm-up, the weight's in the front. So this makes it a little bit easier for beginners to get in the habit of just picking up heavy weight and dropping it back on the ground. So what you're gonna do is you're gonna slowly sit your hips back just like we just did. You're gonna grab the handles. You're gonna feel that stretch back here. All I want you to do now is bring your butt back, slightly bend your knees, and bring your shoulder blades back. Now that you're nice and locked in, I want you to take a big breath in through your mouth. You're gonna pick it up. Exhale, squeeze your glutes. Slowly bring it back down. Now you can bend your knees a little bit, not too much though. So, again, slowly sit your hips back. Feel that stretch back here. Grab onto the handles, sit back, shoulder blades back, big breath in through the mouth. Exhale, squeeze your glutes. Drop it back down slowly. Sit back, shoulder blades back. Big breath in. Exhale, squeeze the glutes. So we're gonna go about 10. That's 4. Sit back, make sure your back's not rounding, and make sure it's not arched either. That's where the shoulders come into play and the breathing. If you have good breathing, it's hard to round your back or arch it, so. You will feel this in your quads because the weight is on the side, so you're required to bend your knees a little bit more than conventional, but that's okay, it's more of a workout. Got 3 more, hips back. Last one. And I'm already sweating if you can see. And I just hit legs yesterday, so I'm definitely feeling it. Okay.
Stay tuned for proper grip and positioning, all on the water bottle workout with Magalie.
Let's talk about how you would use it if you can't lift the heavy weight. So we're gonna go ahead and use the gallon now, and we're gonna sit it on top. The positioning is the same. The weight will be about shoulder width apart, but your footing will be hip width apart. Feel that stretch, go ahead and grab the handle, sit your butt back, shoulder blades back, bring it big breath in, exhale. So, if you notice the way that this water bottle is made, it's okay if you kind of drop it like that, but I'd recommend for grip strength, just go ahead and try to keep it how you had it when you set it up. You can also push your thumb against the top of it there. That'll help too. So, and then you're gonna go and do 10. If this is very light, but still you can't lift the 2.5 gallon, you can go ahead and increase the reps anywhere between 10 to 20. And then now we're gonna go ahead and hit the activation exercise. So we're gonna go ahead and use the 1 liter water bottles here, and we're gonna set them on the floor. About shoulder width apart. You're gonna bring your hands down into a push-up position. All you're gonna do is take the water bottle, one at a time, bring it up. Once you bring it up, bring it back down. So the goal of this is to not move your hips. So that's gonna be hard to do if you're new at this, but you don't want it to look like this. This disengages your core, so try to be stable. If this is too easy for you, you can mix it up. You can tap it, bring it up, tap it, go across. But let's just keep it simple, drag it. If this is still too hard, even with your legs open, go ahead, bend your knees, sit your weight forward, bring it up. Again, try not to move your hips. So I would say do it about 30 seconds. So use a timer on your phone. If you want to go to taps again, you can do it however you please. You definitely feel it in the shoulders, core, and back. My shoulders are off. So the last one we're gonna do is gonna be a little bit more functional movement. So we're gonna get the 1.5 liters, set it on the floor, and we're just gonna do some lateral shuffles. There's a lot you can do. It's not so black and white. So you can place them however you'd like. I put my shoulder width apart, and I'm just gonna have my hands up here, bring my knees up high, and I'm just gonna hop over them. So now we're into the functional movement, cardio part of the circuit. Of course, the circuit's back to back, so it's all cardio. But this is a cardio exercise. Let's say you can't come over it because you're worried about tripping over it, or you just don't like jumping, or my knee hurts. Go ahead, bring your knees up, just step over it. Step over it. If you want to change it up, you can step over it like this. If this is too easy, you can hop. There's a lot you can do. You can change it up. You can hop one time, lateral shuffle, walk over it, walk over it. There's a lot. Thank you guys for watching. I hope that you felt the burn with me today. Tune in next time for another one of Magalie's water bottle workouts. If you guys like our videos, go ahead and hit the subscribe button below so you can get more updates and more videos.